Hey guys, got another unusual one today. I've seen a few other collectors find these and never fully understood them. This is the late 60s, early 70s style Blenderfan. We call these a Blenderfan. That's just a collector name for them because somebody remarked decades ago they look like a blender with blades stuck on the bottom. Anyhow, the real name for the line was the Heat Fan series. But anyhow, okay, and I'll go tangent again, because they were originally used to bring heat down from high ceilings, not for cooling. Anyhow, the earliest ones had this pull chain through the center of the flywheel, and the actual pull chain mechanism was up here, and those were the late 60s. Ones had actual like cardboard blades before they moved to these fiberglass blades, and the old K63 motors, and so on and so forth. And this is a really odd one, because it's labeled Sears. Excuse me. It has a motor that has vents like a K55, but is wide like a K63. No idea what the actual designation of it would be. And what else? The canopy has a rubber grommet to hold it in place. At least one person says theirs was labeled in the 80s. Now, Sears has a version of these in the catalog in the 70s. The motor doesn't appear to be vented, but they could have left it off the description. But there's nothing like this in the Sears catalog of the 80s. So, don't see how it could have been sold at Sears in the 80s if it wasn't in the catalog. So, let's give it a spin. I had to change the capacitor and oil the bearings in this one. Both the bearings and the capacitor were shot. I should have done a capacitor video. What am I... Oh, the high switch. Nope. Okay, what's happening? Drawing 0.64 amps. So, when I powered it up, in addition to the bearings being stiff and noisy and it barely spinning, in low, it would spin in forward if you moved it by hand. In high, it would spin in reverse. So that is either a capacitor issue or a winding issue, and I figured why not try a capacitor first. And put the capacitor on the tester. And it's a 4 microfarad capacitor. When you hooked it to the tester, it would start out at 4 microfarads, and then the longer it was in the tester, the value would get higher and higher and higher up to infinity. So that's normally a capacitor just measures way low if it's going bad. That was an unusual reaction. So this is not the correct capacitor, and there's the correct microfarads, not the correct voltage. I gotta get the correct voltage. So that's low, I'm guessing, 0.63. Off? Yep. High, 1.04. It's dropping 1.02, 1.01. Excuse me. What's the temperature like up here now? 47. I don't know what the temperature is outside, because my phone is what I use for that. It definitely seems to be less powerful than the K63 version. It's definitely drawing less current than the K63 version. But again, it's wider than the K53. Okay, moves some good air at this distance. Excuse me, this is part of the reason why I don't do videos in the cold. Yeah, pretty close to K55 Casablanca Hunter original status at this distance. So that's really quite powerful for being a 36-inch fan. Okay. Spin down. And this is what I ended up doing with that temporary light, by the way. So, still kind of shadowy, but it's what it's going to be for today. And we'll see how the videos look on the computer. I'm going to move it a little bit more while might as well play around with it while I'm okay. What happens if I do that? That actually looks halfway decent. The shadows are less. I can see the motor a little better. So we'll do that for today. That's why you never stop experimenting. Now, I feel like that blue is bothering me, though. Like the daylight is giving it a weird... What happens if I take away the daylight? No, not really any different. Mostly I do, up here it's mostly cool white, but there's definitely plenty of warm white mixed in. Probably a 2-to-1 ratio. That's the first daylight bulb up here. Well, bearings are behaving well since I oiled them. They were not easy to oil. It took a lot of coaxing. I'm going to try cropping the camera. Yeah, it looks good from that angle too. This way I can go get some more water if I need to, because I'm running low. I'd hoped to get to a whole buttload of fans today, but both of the fans that I've hung so far have needed some TLC before I could do the video. This one needed the capacitor and the bearings. The Crompton Greaves needed the blades bent back into shape, and I did take the capacitor out and test it. Plus, as you can tell, I'm a little bit below, what is it, below the weather, under the weather, whatever the expression is, so I've been moving as fast, and I don't have my helpers here today. There are 0 Andes and 0 metal Petes to be found. So, yeah. I'm going to do at least 2 more, and then we'll see how we're doing. Okay, so let's do the decade box. There's 1, 2. That's inch in with 2. I don't know if you can see that it's moving. It's 0.1 amps. It's moving, but it's incredibly slow. Okay. 3.15. 4.21. 5.27. 6.34. 7.41. 8.48. Excuse me. 9.55. 10.62. 12.68. 13.74. 14.8, 15.87, 16.92, 17.97, 18 is 1.1, and high is 1.3, so what's 19? 19 is over. Okay, solid state. Got my warmest orange fleece on. I wonder how long it's going to be before I have to retire this. It's shrunk enough times in the wash that it's too short for me now, but it's very warm, so I keep wearing it. I had to finally let my super warm coat go. It got too dirty and ripped and small for me. Got a new coat. Okay, we're spinning slowly. It's 0.12. Do an eighth of a turn, takes us to 0.35. Eighth of a turn takes us to 0.55. So far silent, I can't hear anything. It's a little hard to tell with the heaters. Eighth of a turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to need money to renew water after this is done. Eighth of a turn takes us to 0.87, and another eighth takes us to 1 on the nose. Last we have our 0 to high. Goes to 1.08. Down to 1.02. Looks like that's where it's staying. Okay. Gotta decide which one I'm going to do next. I got a number of good ones that I'm excited to film, so. Excuse me. Don't film fans in the cold. What is it, 47 degrees? So, don't film fans in 47 degrees. Thanks for watching.